Warning. The following stream contains references to graphic violence, sexual themes, and coarse language, and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey. Oh, hi. There's bats. Get them out of here, Ian. Shoo them out of the chimney. Get the bats out. Get them out. Get them out.
Sorry, Mario 64 happened. I got very, very suddenly immersed into a different world. That was great.
Just like a homebrew spell you can find in this campaign. Hi everyone, I'm Drew, your humble dungeon daddy for the evening for Crimson Conquest, Secrets of the Bloodray Bastion. This is the beautiful cast. As you can see, we're down to 3. Every week we're gonna lose one more cast member until it's just me. So, contestants, say hello.
I am waiting for the day that it's actually me, the last one here, who is, I don't know why it would be me, but hey, I'm sorry to say, Drew, but I got the envelope in the mail with the results. You've
been voted off the island.
You are the uncle. No, this is my uncle, which is very strange.
Wait, so we established that Jakey was your father. Now Drew is your uncle.
Yeah,
that
tracks. Aren't they two bros?
That tracks.
They are, in fact, two bros.
That tracks.
Yeah, two bros.
Jane will be joining us sometime in the near future for this episode, and Caitlin will also be joining sometime in the near future. But until then, we got inspos to go through, don't we? We cast.
Yum, 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 yum. Inspo.
So, right before I do the inspos, I also want to say, you know what? We love birthdays here at Crimson Conquest and Dicey Encounters TTRPG. And this week, get it up for Caitlin, because it's going to be Caitlin's birthday! Woo-hoo! Woo!
I'm clapping. You can't hear because the noise gate.
Uh-oh! Last week, Jakey, you got 16 for your birthday shenanigans and a bless. Rin, you got 5. Ooh. Ian, you got 8. Jane got 4. Caitlin, who wasn't technically even here, got most of her inspos, which would be 3 of them, not even on screen. Impressive. I like it. Noisegate got 1. Loki got 2 for the drama, and Jen, who also wasn't on the stream, got an inspo.
Valid.
You know, so look at us go. We love inspos here at Dicey stuff. Dicey Encounters.
Game. Yeah. Dicey Game Incorporated.
Dicey
the show.
Game Incorporated. Let's who wants to roll for recap? Now there's only 4 of us, so ooh-ee.
Also, I have a question. I'm gonna roll for recap, Avi. Okay, pretty middle of the line.
Looks like Ian.
But so I spent inspo to get Bloodwell points. And I can't/don't have Bloodwell points. Can I have said inspo back in like a separate bank?
Well, you can have unspent Bloodwell points, can't you?
Well,
not if there's no Bloodwell to use.
Oh,
it's true. This is a living, breathing entity. Hey, how about we just put it in a Roth IRA for you?
You have to keep
I was
putting
gonna
more
say,
points
put
in
it into
every
a
year.
savings account. Yeah, with a good interest rate.
Damn it! I'm so bad at math, though.
Yeah, you can. I think that's what 20 points back, because you got the original blood points for 10.
And then I spent, so that's 30 back, baby.
All right, 30 it is. We have two players with 30 fucking inspos, plus 16 more.
That's the amount of
Yeah, Jakey definitely has 30.
I'm gonna have a aneurysm.
What happens if you spent? No, I'm not gonna ask. Anyway.
No, please, I'm so curious.
Even I don't know what the surprise is.
You actually take over the campaign as the DM.
Actually, yeah, you do.
That's a lot of pressure. I'm not.
That's it. That's it. You become
Jakey,
the
no.
future
Jakey, no.
DM.
Jakey, no.
All right, I'm running this campaign in character. I have 6 intelligence, and I tell you all, you're dead. Also, I got 12.
I got a 19.
I got a 20.
I also got a 20.
Oof.
Uh,
You want to cash in one of those inspos?
no, I don't, cause 19s and 20s. I'm not gonna use inspos on that. God damn. I got wrecked. I'm okay with getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Wow. Last time, because I'm so good at just thinking of stuff and I'm not stalling. Gosh, what did happen last time? But this is like a blur.
Deep emotions.
No, okay, so last time we were in little skeleton, which was originally Rosenton, then Hosterton, then Skeleton. We emerged from the little cavern. Astrophel was dragged over by Jeff. We sat down, had a good heart-to-heart. I would explain everything, but I recommend watching and listening to it because it was so nice. It was so sweet. Rias said one of the most wholesome things. What is happening? What is?
Who's Jeff?
Who's
You have
Jeff?
to watch. You have to watch the
Jonathan
episode
the
to know.
Kobold. Did I say Jeff?
Yes.
We were literally just like,
Who the fuck is Jeff?
I was going with it.
Yeah, he's sitting there actually. You see, Jonathan the Kobold, his younger brother was there off camera in the little corner. He's like, my name is Jeff. Anyway, so Jonathan the Kobold, my bad. Sorry, Simps, for Jonathan the Kobold. That was my bad. Save Astrophel, fed Astrophel a little blood vial. We all sat down, and yeah, watched the thing because it was really cute, but Rias gave their little sash over and was like, if you need to feel small, you can feel small, and it was really wholesome, and yeah, there was just a beautiful heart-to-heart. Everybody hugged. It was super sweet. It was just such a touching moment, and it really showed that nothing bad could happen to this group of friends. So then they went out, and something bad started to happen. This dickhead was like, hey, I've got half and half hair, and I'm gonna threaten you. And then went to go punch him in the face, but he wasn't actually there. And then we got ambushed by these monster hunters, the Night Watch, and they have this ability we found that creatures that are nocturnal, they seem to have some benefits hiding against them, which is really scary and really neat. They're Gloomstalker adjacent, it seems. While we were fighting, a building collapsed. Spells were slung. These arrows were fired into people that seemed to be doing like large areas of damage. And the first 2 individuals were absolutely massacred. The third was sending little messages being like, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm on your side. Don't worry about it. And which was kind of sus because we were all like, do we trust him? I don't know. Astrophel ready to entangle on him. And then when the final individual passed of the Night Watch, it turns out this little friend was not only a Warforged, they were a fucking bomb. And I think the character design's great. I think they're da bomb, but not this kind of bomb, because using a bonus action, Hoster ate this bomb. And turns out that was about to do in an 80-foot radius 2d100 worth of fire damage. Could be 2 damage, could be 200. And because the sun was coming up, I say now, it wasn't actually because the sun was coming up. Through the course of the fight, Hoster was just low enough that regardless of resistances or not, Hoster got split into many pieces, and took one for the team so that nobody else had to also endure the TPK that Astrophel would have been the only one to survive from, which would have absolutely been totally fine after having a group hug with everybody. Still hot on the tails of this, though. The group all gathered together with this individual who appeared to be either a trickery cleric or someone with very good illusions, not fully clear yet, through the combination of their magic and Arias making what seems to be a dark pact of sorts. Rias gave up their wings, and the combination of the souls the heart that Astrophel found, the magic from this cleric, and yeah, the surrendered Fey magic. Hoster came back. He was much smaller and just a little bit of himself. So we left off with that little thing starting, and Rias alluding to potentially wanting to go deep into the caverns while Bit is on a baby Bjorn.
It's beautiful. That's an inspiration for you. That should make it like what, 58?
You're closer than you think, Scotiabank.
Thank God some of it's wrapped up in a Roth IRA. So my question to the rest of you, for anyone that wants to get an inspiration, what was the name of that cleric that brought Bit back?
Nope, I'm out.
I know what we called them.
Ichther?
Very close.
Is that it?
Very close.
Ichthar?
Ikvar?
Ichthar. I wrote down
Is
wrong.
it far or var?
Var.
Var.
V.
Var.
I wrote it down next to where I wrote Italians in the Bella Noche.
Italian.
The Italians.
I was gonna say Ian deserves that inspo. Ian got that hundy.
Yep.
I think Ian got like 3 inspo just from that moment.
What,
The Italians.
Ichthar?
Italians.
Oh, the Italian. Oh, yeah.
Italian.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I know we called him half and half and half and half and half and half.
That's true. He
But,
did
yeah, I
split
couldn't
into 5
remember.
different people. That was pretty neat.
And this isn't the dude that's half and half, which we were calling from the black and white hair, right?
No, this was the one with the white hood with the like gold gilded like designs on the face and the long black braids.
Yeah, half and half was the guy who has the black armor in that drawing that was given to us. The metal
not
man
actually
has
there.
then exploded.
Correct, not actually there. It seems to be
Yeah, he had like a robot.
some
duplicate or
sort
something.
of message or something that was sent. Cool. Well, we good job on the recap. That was wonderful. And so that'll leave us still in this city. Most of the buildings on fire, surrounded by corpses of countless kobolds, minus Jonathan the kobold and Mip. A lot of you have just gone through the possessions of the 2 Bella Noche members that you did kill, and managed to find some daggers and some bows and some other cool stuff, 4 of which were drank by Bit. Some good holy oil.
All tasted great. Bad.
Really garlicky for some reason.
Italians.
Italian.
He's still doing that, like every so often, just like a
Just behind me, and I'm just like, just.
I wish I had to drink water because I would just give him some. Rinse his mouth out.
Wait. I can have food.
Yes.
What does food taste like?
Only one way to find out.
slipping from like the Bjorn, and he's like doing like a and he like bites it a little bit, and like it eventually just like slithers out backwards, climbs over like Astrophel's shoulder, and like a stray cat just tries to like hop down, and not really getting fully food. Bit's gonna walk to the nearest kobold corpse because everything's cooking right now. The town's on fire. He's like, "This is food," and there's just
Jonathan the kobold looks over to you, Bit. I could give you some of the potluck that we had. I have a squirrel leg.
A squirrel egg?
Leg?
Oh, leg. I thought you said a squirrel leg.
I mean,
Egg.
I would prefer that over to you eating my my cousin.
Okay.
and yeah, kind of like Bit now, like every so often he'll walk, but he kind of does that like bouncing like little rat run, where he just like runs on all fours every so often, and scampers over, and then grabs that and just like
More.
Looking into his pouches. I have this jerky?
More.
I don't have any more. You have eaten all my rations.
Bit's like little beady black eyes, the edges of them get a little red.
My mouth feels dry, and I'm still really hungry. More.
Are you thirsty?
Yes? Wait. There's a difference?
Okay.
I have two different kinds of hungry?
The young learn so fast.
Yes.
I'm thirsty and hungry, and my mouth is dry, and I sweat.
I think Astrophel just leans over to Rias and is just like, this is going to be a very, very long week, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it will be.
As Bit starts to like hyperventilate a little bit and starts to like kind of lose it, his fingers start to glow a little bit. Spiral filigree comes up his hands, and similar to magic that Maeve has used in the past, druidic sigils light up on his hands, and then there's like, and a pomegranate appears in his hands. It's oversized, it's distended, and it looks like almost bulbous, and kind of sits there. And as he snaps it, these large pods are in this pomegranate, and each one of them have this ephemeral quality where it looks like kind of like sparkly fluid, like the sparkly drinks when you shake them, they look all
Glitter.
like pearlescent kind of thing.
Oh my god, it's a pomegranate of J2O.
Yeah, exactly. And Bit looks at it and like eats one of them.
I'm not thirsty. I'm not hungry. This is a good berry.
You can roll credits now. It's fine.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Credit, send it, whatever.
We can't do better than that. We
Yeah,
really
we
can't.
just,
That's
last week
like-
we had Italians, this week we got this.
So
Try it.
that's
I will try it because I can eat regular food.
So I talked to the little Drewby about this. You bite it. It tastes like a regular pomegranate, but it gives you the same vibes as if you were drinking blood. This is a good berry that has like vampires could eat.
That is a good berry.
I'm
All
in a
right.
good berry.
Credit, send it.
I hand it to Rias because comedy comes in threes.
Rias, this is edible.
Rice looks at the camera to look back at Jakey specifically. Comedy does what into threes? It takes a bite and and does Goodberry heal us?
Yeah, it gives you the 1 hit point.
1 hit point.
I go up to 3 hit points then.
Um,
Hell yeah. I'm up to 9, baby. We are doing great.
My body hurts.
Do you guys want the rest? Because I don't need them right now. And I feel like I can make more tomorrow.
I think so.
I don't
I
believe
got
I'm
you
just
can
gonna hand
make-
them so they can each have like 5 hit points each.
I'm just gonna give them all to Rias because Rias is doing a lot worse than I am right now.
Morgrade will
um,
also take one.
Yeah. I give them, and I guess Spit also still has the. We set aside 3. I think I used 1 on Astrophel, so I have 2 left. So give the last 2 Bloodwell vials.
Yeah.
Gonna put it in my pocket.
In my pocket too.
Berries.
I don't want to forget the good berry, bloodberry. So I'm writing it down.
There's also the body of that person. No, oh wait, no, he turned to dust. He was like inky, gross. But it wasn't fun. Tasted like, oh my god, I don't know what things taste like.
And Bit sits down.
At this time, Jonathan the Kobold finally scurries back under from a pile of wood that's fallen with a small water skin. This is water. Beep. For you.
Yeah, that's about size equivalent.
I was gonna say.
For
You
Spotify
you might
listeners.
wanna pace yourself there.
Also, this is a visual gag. I started full at the beginning of stream.
I'm so proud of you. That's not a
Thank you.
visual gag. That is more so just making sure you're hydrated. And this is your time, listener / watcher. Please go get a sip of water. You've probably not had one in a recent enough time. And if you have, just drink more water. Do it. Come on.
Hydrate.
Or you'll have a Jakey in your walls.
It's true.
Is that why you live in my walls?
Hydrate.
I
I'm
see you when you're
hydrated.
sleeping. I know when you're awake. I know when you haven't had enough water, so drink it for goodness sake.
Yes.
The Bit, like sits there, like chugs a lot of the water skin, and is told to pace, and he has like some of it, like kind of like running down his chin. He's like, "What?"
Pace yourself. Like a little
But
bit
it
at a
feels
time.
good to quench my thirst.
It's gonna feel really bad once you quench too much, and your gut's gonna feel all out, and you're gonna maybe throw it all up.
Oh. I could do that?
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't, but you can.
Vomiting is not fun.
Meat body sucks so far. Actually, I like meat body. Meat body. I'm not
Very
as
quick
stretchy.
It's a very quick turnaround, though. You have so much to explore, and I'm so excited to see how this turns out. I can't wait to hear your reactions to eating things besides squirrel legs and jerky. There's so many delicious fruit and berries out in the world. You are gonna have such a treat.
I'm just gonna grab Riot's shoulder, pull him slightly to one side. What happens when he needs to poop?
It's been a bit, but I usually carry some sort of wipe on me, and I haven't eaten.
That's okay. We can just fade to black for that bit.
Okay, we can cut here again. This is like once more. There is.
Bit constantly roll credits. Bit speaks in,
This-
just the show fucking ends.
Next
this
time
Bit's
on
bit?
Crimson Conquest, Secrets of the Blood Red Bastard.
Previously on Crimson Conquest. Bit ended the show again.
On Crimson
Next time on he kind of gets up. It's kind of like feeling his like form.
My bones now.
Now you'll understand when Riot says his bones hurt.
Oh. These hurt. Neat.
He's not ready for the aches and pains. He says that with a slight like sadness in his complexion.
Yeah, honestly, I feel that in my bones.
I don't know. I think it gets pretty cool when you get old enough, like me. I am 5, and I must say I am pretty old for what I am, and I can tell when rainstorms are coming because all of my joints hurt.
I just look at the sky.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward way to approach
How-
it, and also
How do you look at sky when you are underground?
But why would you be
What-
worried about the rain if you were underground?
well,
Because
tunnels
it
flood.
See, he knows.
Yeah.
Tunnels flood.
Okay, you need to create a better tunnel system if it's flooding all the time.
Oh yeah, if you're in the tunnels beneath the town, you need to have like a hatch over that thing.
Hmm.
I don't think we have to worry about that anymore as Jonathan overlooks the entire city on fire. All of his family dead.
67 dead kobolds.
I just give him a good on the shoulder, just a good clasp.
It's
Well-
okay. I have more family in Underdark.
Oh,
Really?
Wait. so you can lose a lot of family, but as long as you have more, it's okay?
I'm not gonna
For-
deal with this. Steps
for-
back for a little bit.
For kobolds, it's okay. I don't know how it works for other peoples.
Hmm.
We do
Yeah,
not live.
I think me and Rice gotta step away from that conversation because. Whew,
I'm not ready to have that conversation with myself, let alone another. Cheers.
While I'm learning, I'm not speaking in third person. Huh. But there was a word Mother Kadir used to say a lot. Expendable.
Horrible movie.
Roll credits.
Drew, I apologize strictly to you right now. This is a very distracted day in my brain. I will reel it in.
We're sitting here
Or-
being like,
Hear me out.
Uh,
You don't.
Reminds me of the time I have ADHD.
Holy shit, ADHD is at my door. And yes, that's what Peter says. Holy shit.
Man, Peter, we're gonna try some Vyvanse later. Giggity giggity.
Hey guys, you taking your medication? You need to be. I can't anymore. I know. So,
Yeah, where's the Adderall?
Ryan.
So me and Rias are off to one side, just T-posing at this point. Rias,
Yes.
how are you feeling?
Kind of a big question. Usually it's there's some sort of a good heavy optimism, and I have much to be optimistic about. But this is a very uncharted territory for me to realize sacrifice for somebody that I have only known for so long, and I've known many people longer that I couldn't give a shit about. And I this little thing, and I reach over, and I don't think that Bit's that close to me to pat him on the head, and I go, this little thing, kind of fall over. That Bit is an adorable little fellow, and Hoster's made you have. I honestly, I am still worried to death about Maeve, and I don't worry about people. This is new to me. I don't know if this godforsaken plane has anything to do with it, but goodness, I'm frazzled. Good word.
Bit seeing like the reach out, just like kind of like smacks his head into the hand, and then listens to the rest of this.
Where'd your wings go?
Oh, that's a transaction that I will be able to tell everyone more about as I learn more about it myself. Hey, have any of you ever actually dealt with a deity, a god, or some sort of cosmic being before?
There was a lady on a black sand beach. Before I came back. I don't know if she's a god or a deity.
Can you describe her for me? And I'm gonna roll religion on that if I can, if that's all right.
I didn't get a good look at them, but they were sitting by like a little fire, and they had a hammer, and they had some, I think, rocks.
I'd say you would have remembered she was blindfolded, black tattered robes, and had a staff which looked like a skeletal hand that had a green orb on the inside where you actually got to see your prior self.
Bit describes that.
Perfect. I rolled a 16. Better than I thought it was going to do.
With a 16, no.
Could Bit, because inspired by Maeve, those little sparkles go off. Could I cast guidance on this?
You could?
That's a D4, right?
Yeah.
I'll use a D8. Okay, it just landed on. That's perfect. That is a dirty 20 with guidance.
Okay. At first, you stop to take a minute to think about it, and nothing really comes to mind until the mention of the blindfold and the black tattered robes and the staff itself. There are tales of an individual at the moment of death known as the Soul Guide, who is essentially the person that weighs your life in a way of seeing if there's any deities that are going to come get you to take you to their celestial domain, or if you're going to end up in the 9 hells, or if you're going to end up somewhere in a different plane of existence in your afterlife. That is her.
They're the babysitter.
Essentially, yeah, babysitter of souls. And, you know, if someone chooses none, they can also go to the ethereal plane to go exist as a ghost.
That does sound pretty fun. Strange. Okay. Would I know that this person is or isn't an actual deity? Is this just like a cosmic being, or are they truly like a deity?
Not a deity.
Cool. I think you might actually be onto something, Bit. That sounds. I mean, the blindfolds, I think, really are what pushed the thought in my head. You got kind of glowy for a second too, I think, but I'm not sure if that had anything. I felt very smart for maybe like 4 smarter than normal for a moment, but it sounds like the soul guide, the being who essentially is the directory and overseer of souls passing, going to the next place, or one to help decide where to go from there. I guess in a similar vein, you remember, you have memories, Hoster's memories still, Bit, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
When we went down into the tunnels the first time,
Yes.
this is bringing me to a point. I actually am gonna go back down there, so when Hoster's body was, do you want me to refer to Hoster as Hoster or as you? Do you have a preference?
Whatever's easiest for you to remember. I'm Bit now, Hoster then, so, you know, you can call me whatever.
Hoster. Okay, Hoster then. When Hoster's bits and blobs and it happened. We have to get the wipes.
I made that sound with my mouth. Though I have drank a lot of water.
He starts doing like a little dance while Reyes is telling this.
The sloshing is so distracting. There's a barrel over there. You can actually put out that fire. So if you have,
Bit fades to black briefly.
The being is gone. We have unlocked this character finally. So the point I was kind of getting at was when Hoster was in his final moments, as split across and splattered as he was. I hovered above, and I truly am not well versed in just how active some deities may be. And when I put out there that I wanted Hoster to come back in a form that is ideal for that being, for that soul, and the world stopped for me and nobody else, it seemed, this being appeared. Maybe not directly in front of me. I was above in an alley. It was down the alley. I may have chosen my own volition to lose a part of myself to ensure the safe arrival of what came next for Hoster and Ubit. I don't know if it was something that I needed to do. I don't know if it was the reason you're as you are now. I have no idea of what the outcome would have been if I did not do that. And there's not a bone in my body. There's not a fiber of my being that regrets doing this. I want to make that perfectly clear and evident.
While he's talking and saying that, flies across and just hugs him.
I think you fly across, hug, and Rias cannot bounce with his wings, so he goes slides, and there's like maybe like a 2-foot like drag in the dirt, and he just lays there and pat on the head. I don't know what I've gotten myself into if I've made a deal with the deity, especially when it's the deity of death and the Orchid Queen. So about that staff. Finger guns to you guys.
Orchid Queen's stick. Yeah, we can go get that.
You said stick, right?
Yeah, it was like a stick.
Because out of character, I didn't hear the word stick.
It's the Orchid Queen's dick.
And then you play then you do the meme part where you do
yeah.
It's the Orchid Queen's
ass. Okay, this is a weird place for Dick Butt to come back. Okay, cool. He starts to shimmy, sitting back up.
After like letting go, there's another moment where Hoster's arms, or Bit's arms, God, I'm getting to new character. Bit's arms glow again, and I'm gonna use the last little new spell thing I can do, because, don't worry, I'm still a barbarian, okay? Don't, but Bit's gonna use Druidcraft, and I'm gonna try and make 2 really big, like, orchid petals, like, really, like, long, to, like, look like almost pseudo wings on Rias. So they're big, like, flower plumes that just, like, drape down his back.
Can we collaborate with our own druid crafts?
Yes.
Okay, so you get the petals going down, and I'll start like, I'll make them smell like a delicious fragrance, maybe like a chocolate, or maybe if we put the like a little bit of a splash of white near the base of my wings. Arts and
we start like
craft.
just crafting.
Druid and craft.
I'm kind of watching this, like, unfurl on the ground. Just take a big sigh, take out my bandor, start playing a couple of notes, and I'm gonna cast Fly on Rias.
You cast it on me, and immediately, like, it's like riding a bicycle type of thing, but like the magical wings. It's not that he just literally starts to sit on the ground, and he's like 3 inches off the ground at the moment. He just starts to go He dashes for the flight and back and forth, like when he was the winged kobold in disguise.
And then he keeps flying past him like, rise, rise, rise,
Just
rise.
Jonathan and Bit both just ping pong head.
Look us up. Just a moment. All right, I'm good. Okay. Settles down. The dirt beneath his feet kind of for a second, and then he lands.
You have that for 10 minutes, and I can do that another 6 times today, and in general 8 times.
The power of magic is incredible, and that was one of the big reasons why I didn't feel like it was too much of a sacrifice to let go of the wings, especially when I can also starts to walk up the side of a burning building. I just started being able to do this recently. I don't know what was, and the building starts to collapse. He jumps off it. I don't know what I actually did to be able to do that. I feel strong though. I cannot wait to fly in the skies with you guys.
I think Astrophel is just gonna kind of like, because I'm assuming Rice is like at a kind of like a roughly a head height-ish now.
Close to, yeah.
Just gonna put his hands on either side of your face and give you a kiss on the forehead. You are a gift.
His little petals start to flutter up because he's druid crafting up the make the little effect, and he starts to like do the whole like. I still am a fairy. It's fine.
I know, but you are a gift. And what you did today will not be forgotten.
It was, not to discredit myself, as a matter of speech, it was nothing. But thank you.
So, the staff.
Stick.
Stick.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of people there, so what is in a staff?
Roll credits.
Jonathan kind of just like kicks the dirt in front of him for a moment. He says, if you all want to go down to get Steph, you know how to get there. I'm going to, glancing around to all the corpses around him, I'm going to try to take care of a little bit of this.
Please.
Have a shovel?
That will help. Thank you. Honestly, I was just going to push them into the tunnels and then collapse the tunnels.
Oh, okay.
If you want to bring them to the tunnels, don't worry about putting them in there yet, because I'm going to be in there. I might do a little exploring. I know how to get exactly where I need to go, which is great. But Jonathan the Kobold, I feel in some part responsible for. We had this conversation last time. You know what? I am trying not to feel responsible, but our presence seems to have affected your people's situation here quite drastically. If you want a hand doing anything, please ask. We can. Well, I know I can. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I could definitely try to help in moving. And if do you have any ceremonies you need to complete for your fallen friends and family?
No, most of them were worshipping a skeleton skull, and I think everybody knew it was going to end in death anyway. So, it's okay. Skull gone. They're gone. It is what it is.
And you survived, though. You survived.
And Mip, maybe. Mip might be dead too. I don't know. Maeve might be dead too.
Where's Jeff?
I don't know Jeff. Who is Jeff?
How about you start moving the bodies towards the tunnels? We will go and retrieve the staff Arias and whatever else you need to do down there. And when we get back, we'll sing a nice song for them.
Okay.
Sounds so lovely.
It's just the tunnels. It's just tunnels. It's gonna be fine. Let's go before I change my mind.
I know the exact way we came and left. I can get us back there. No problem.
And just in case, map.
As we're walking that way, I really hope the magma from the magma dragon didn't just change the tunnel system in there. But we'll see. And I realized in me saying this that some force beyond our comprehension as a group may just will that into existence.
Well,
Hopefully
I
not.
have the original tunnels, so if something changed at all, I'll dig through it.
You don't have your shovel. You just gave it to...
I've got hands and teeth.
And a
Bet your
shovel.
dirt tastes fine.
Hey, where did you get that shovel, by the way?
I just had a shovel.
Takes out his notebook. Do shovels form when a new body spawns? Question mark?
I
Equipment?
still have my stuff. Like, I have my backpack and things. I mean, a
Did
lot
you
of
have-
stuff was blown up, I'll be honest. But I still have my money and stuff.
You
Well,
know,
did
that
you-
is a nice backpack.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it is.
It's a fine backpack.
He's sitting there.
You all begin making your way back to the tunnels of where you had once seen the staff, where you had fought the ropers. You head over to the bushes bit. As you look at this bush where the tunnel entrance is, it's much bigger for you now. Way easier for you to get in. Doesn't seem too much of an issue. The
Guys, the tunnel's bigger. I think it came through here.
As Bit sits like not even eighth his size, he's like,
Bit.
Yes.
Have you heard of Sesame Street?
Yes.
You know the concept of near and far?
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like that, except because you're smaller, everything looks bigger.
Like when I was a little hoster.
Exactly.
Ah, I still don't get it.
he jumps in the hole.
I'm going in.
Whee!
I kind of stand there for a second. I'm just like, fine.
Pops up the hole and grabs him.
The four of you, as Morgred joins to make your way down into the tunnels. You go down the first long winding section, which leads into the big open area. Make your way through the next one, following the map, leading to the next open area, and so far so forth. As you end up in the last open area, you can see the dead corpses of these two ropers still right where you left them. One still has a little bit of smolder from the fiery bear that was flung at it. And off in the northwest side, you can see the tunnel continue.
If you both want to stay in this spot here, I'll go and grab the staff, and
I would like
it should be
to-
quick.
I would like to at least be within visual range of you.
Thank you. Okay.
Gotta keep you safe.
Let's go.
You
Wait,
start.
I'm smaller than you, but I think I'm stronger than you still. But I still have to protect you. But I
Yes.
can't stand in front of you anymore.
Oh, you
That's
don't have
nice.
to.
I love the idea of these two little guys just like, and then Astrophos just walking at a normal pace.
Good. No, that's my
Uh,
staff.
Taking like 3 steps, and I'm like, "Are you coming?"
Rice, you lead the way into this last winding corridor. You can smell it's just, it wafts in the air of this sulfurish kind of smell. As you're continuing to walk down, the ground beneath you like crackles and pops as you glance down. The floor leading to the staff has now become encased in this obsidian like material that coats the bottoms of the floor and the walls.
Is it still hot in here? I'm guessing it still is like a pretty
Temperature wise, it is pretty warm. However, with Bit and actually all three of you with your passive, you don't feel the rhythmic heat that you did the first time you came down here. This one is just a steady low heat. It hangs around by your legs and like lower torso, more so for Astrophel being the tallest and Morgrid also being the tallest. For Morgrid, it's more like around the knees. Bit, you're very warm, being as close as you are to the ground.
My face is sweating. My mouth is dry again. Yeah.
Did you keep the water skin that was brought for you?
You want to take a little sip?
Yeah.
This Bit opens it begrudgingly.
Just a little sip.
Rice, you continue your way down the walls and floor, and going up further along the walls is this almost reflective black as you keep going down this tunnel. Bits of the obsidian had cooled and then reheated and shattered in certain places, so you just see these like fractalated mirrors of void as you walk down. Eventually you turn the corner, and there, with a plume of magma that has solidified around it, there is the staff.
Well, it's your stick.
Well. You said that a plume of a plume of lava. They're solidified around. It's solidified around the staff, like around it. Like, is it like now like stored in the stone style?
It's around the base. However, the staff itself seems perfectly fine.
Perfect. Rise is gonna walk up to it, and before touching it and finding that button to press to let it be movable again, he's gonna close his eyes and inwardly speak. I think he might speak in Celestial in his head just to put it out there, but he says, "Well, Orchid Queen, I am here. Shall we talk business?"
As you say this, the four of you feel this inward gust of icy cold air moving from the entrance of the tunnel where you just come from down to this heated area. The heat you are feeling dissipates quickly as this chill hits in the very bones. Rias, you turn back to look at the other three. Bit, what were you doing right as the cold happened?
I think Bit like finished sipping their water and they're still like chewing on like pieces of this cooked roper.
Rias, you glance back and see Bit just frozen in place. You see Astrophel and Morgrid also frozen in place. Rias and Celestial, in return, have you come to make a deal?
I think that is exactly the way I would like to word it. But I would also like to talk truly about, I'm trying to dance around it a little bit, but yes, I believe that the best way to speak on this would be a deal.
And what are the terms you are looking for? You don't see a figure around you. This is all just a voice in the back of your head.
Rias says back out. Oh my god, you guys are doing so good. Rias says. God damn. I am afflicted with the vampirism curse, and I am undead, and I'm not entirely sure how you truly work as a deity with death and unlife. I don't mean to disrupt that myself. I've been searching for other means to allow me to return back to my home and truly make it my home. And I'm on a journey of, it's turning more into a journey of self-reflection than it is a journey of power. But I'm not going to forsake myself just yet. I would be honored to be able to work with you and with your guidance as such a powerful being, to be able to maybe even tap into that and use this beautiful, beautiful emblem of your iconography and your evident power and history to further myself, and whether that be for my current goal of returning back to the Feywild and taking what should be mine, and maybe it's to maybe it's to find new purpose and keep myself safe in doing so. But I'm looking to experience so many new pieces of the world, and this seems like such an incredible opportunity. And you've already been so helpful to me in just these past few hours.
You feel an icy chill, almost as if a finger is dragged across the back of your neck as this form materializes in front of you. Again, this four-winged, about 8 foot tall woman with this black robe and these 4 horns that come from the hood itself, one golden mask that continually leaks tears from the base of the mask. As she walks around you, she wraps her hand around the staff. Being afflicted with this curse, as you say, would you be bringing around death?
I think that's a requirement for my survival, baby.
This staff belonged to my last ward. It was stolen from me. So it is in your luck that I am looking for a new one.
If Rias had like a portable chair, he would immediately like and put it down and just like, so what are the terms?
You shall be my new ward to deliver death upon not just this plane, but all planes. In return, I shall allow you the use of this staff and the weapon concealed within, and a fraction of my power. You will be at my beck and call. But being omnipresent does have its benefits.
Let's say I'm a little dense. Sometimes I may be. All mortal beings can be, and deities as less likely. I've read stories, just stories, no proof of how imperfect quite everything in this universe may be, what would those benefits of being omnipresent be? And is that something that I would tap into, or would it be something for you to monitor me with? Maybe both.
We shall see in the future.
I think I am quite ready to sign on the dotted line, as some business folk may say. But I also want to throw in one more question. If I am in a situation, I understand that being at your beck and call, as you had said, might require me to immediately jump into a new course of action. Is that correct?
It could.
If I'm in a position where doing so would bring myself immediate harm, or near immediate, is it fair to ask for time frames?
These are fair things. I always liked negotiating with the Fae.
Oh, we talk about unions and all that fun stuff, and it's been a benefit to ourselves, and really helped drive back humans that come through. I'm sure you've heard stories of the many pieces of wool we have pulled over eyes of certain others, though, who have tried to step where they should not step. And I've learned my fair share.
In the moment of this conversation, we're actually going to go over to Maeve, and we'll be right back. We're back with Maeve. We're back with Maeve. Maeve, last time we saw you, stuff went down.
Yeah.
And as we come back, we see you rising up from this fresh corpse you've created. Can you describe a little bit how you appear?
Yeah. So at this point, Maeve is not really Maeve. And if anybody were to see her, you'd be able to tell. So like as she stands up, she's first off, she is no longer in her normal elven disguise, with her light grayish pink hair and elfy look. She's just in her full changeling, just like her natural state. So her hair's white, her eyes are completely blacked out, and she's just, she looks similar, because the elf that she happens to don the appearance of does tend to favor Maeve's natural appearance a little bit, but she's just smaller, and she just looks a little bit different. She's very obviously not an elf anymore, and as she stands, she's not standing up really straight. She's just sort of like hunched over, and her eyes just you wouldn't want to look at them, because you can just tell like there's just something off. She looks just unhinged. She's covered in this guy's blood. She has no desire to wipe any of it off. It's like she's not even aware of it. She's just sort of just like an animal at this point. It's not she's not Maeve at this point.
As you glance up over the river, you see that caravan you had saw before. And you see two people walking up to the other side of the riverbank.
Yeah, so Maeve is going to wild shape into a crocodile, and she's going to slip into the river, and she's gonna watch the people, and wait a little bit.
It seems like a man and a woman. They've gone down to the water. It's still night, as they're doing this. They seem to be collecting water in some jugs. It looks like to replenish their water supply. The one closest to the water is the man, very human appearance, somewhat middle-aged, as he keeps dunking in.
Yeah, Maeve is gonna swim up to him, still under the water, and then once she's close enough, she's just gonna launch out and, grab him and pull him into the water and just immediately start going into, like that crocodile death roll, just like completely like just shredding this guy, just drowning him, all the things.
Even under the light of the moonlight, the water you can see turns red as the woman on the bank starts screaming for someone else in the caravan. She's yelling. These screams are loud and pronounced as just a portion of the body kind of floats back up to the top of the water. No longer a sign of a crocodile. Because Maeve, what are you doing?
Yeah, so Maeve is going to very quickly but quietly, she's going to get out of the water. She's going to first cast Long Strider so she can run a little bit faster. And then she's also going to cast Invisibility on herself immediately. And at this point, does Maeve see who the lady was yelling towards from the caravan?
At this point, another human man steps out of the caravan, kind of a bushy beard, as the door flings open to the caravan and he starts trying to run to his wife.
Yeah. So Maeve, invisible, she's going to run up to this guy, and she's going to be standing like right behind him, and all of a sudden, like, all this woman can see and all of this guy can feel is just like hands on the back of, like, on his hair, just like pulling his neck over. And Maeve's invisibility is going to drop right as she, like, bites into this guy's neck and just completely rips his throat out.
The man has no time to yell or scream.
Flings him off to the side.
As his body drops to the ground, she looks and stares at you, Maeve. Pure terror in her eyes.
So Maeve is she's going to cast Hold Person at this point, just because this lady was screaming so much. And at that point, like, Maeve's gonna be slowly walking up to this woman, and she's just gonna, like, kind of stare at her and, like, cock her head to the side and just look at her and be she's just gonna say, "I really like it when they scream."
As the scene fades to black, all we're left with is a terrified scream. Now we're gonna head back to the rest of the group. Right. Rias. Glorious haired Rias. The Orchid Queen standing in front of you with the staff. You had just mentioned that you're okay with the deal that had been set, now just to sign. The Orchid Queen looks down to you and says, "I do not do signatures. However," as she moves her hand, the hand you're holding a pen with, on the back of it, your hand lights up with this arcane energy as this golden orchid flower fuses onto the top of your hand. The top of your hand is now gilded with that symbol. Should you need assistance anywhere, my followers of the Moonforge will listen.
One door closes, one opens, but I can't find a spot where a door is closed here.
This is very good. This is my staff. This is my absolution. You shall be my new absolution. As she, without hitting the button or doing anything, gingerly picks up the staff and sets it in front of you as it stands there. The corporeal form of the Orchid Queen fades as you feel that icy feel on the back of your neck. And the last thing you hear is, "Should you ever denounce me, though?" As the voice, time resumes.
Just so cold all of a sudden.
It's so stringy.
The cold air moves back out. The warmth of this tunnel resumes as the three of you stand there, seeing Rias actively holding the staff.
Stick.
That's a neat magic trick. How did you manage that?
How did you do that?
Rias is paying no attention.
Rise. 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 Rise.
Yes, hello.
What were we asking?
Welcome back. Are you all right?
Is the gilded gold emblem on the back of my hand fully visible?
Yeah.
As you say that, I have to cough when I need to speak. Hydrate. As you say that, he looks up and down the staff. Eyes go back up. The hand with the gilding on it, his right hand, goes up and holds the staff from a high point. I guess I have a new boss.
I hope they're not like Mother Kadira.
I don't necessarily think that being in a position of power is gonna be, or I don't necessarily think being in a position of power is truly harmful. Of course, there is the known phrase about how power corrupts absolutely, which is very true. But that's to mortals. That is to mortals.
Right, Gale of Waterdeep.
Where have I heard that name before?
Off in your books, you have heard the tales of a different. It's almost like a fan fiction that's been written in this world.
The Blood Weave.
The Blood Weave. No, there are these stories that were written by this author named Larian somewhere in the world, and this that character happens to have been one from one of the books. But all fantasy.
So this character, Gale Waterdeep, you said, is he some sort of omnipotent, omnipresent being or something? Or tell me, what do you know about him?
So, from what I remember of the books, which I haven't read in a long time, definitely didn't read several times, the character of Gale of Waterdeep was a interesting conflict of ambition versus self-worth, and what happens when you're groomed from an early age by somebody who has absolute power, and how you reconcile relationships following that, and what happens when you fall in love with a dashing vampire. You know?
No, I'll have to read at some point. But it almost sounds like fanfic for a little bit, like a fiction made from a fanatic of this. It almost sounds like of gang. Is this from like my reading my pamphlets? It sounds like it was there multiple characters. What is it? They go on an adventure to save the world or
Bryce is
something.
gonna kiss somebody.
As like Bit just starts like running around.
No! No! Well,
He's
oh,
gonna be
you-
powerful and then he's gonna kiss somebody. He's gonna get a crush on one of us. Wait, I'm not a vampire. I'm not in that category anymore. Ha! You're still gonna kiss somebody.
I'm realizing we probably shouldn't be yelling if there's a dragon in here somewhere. We don't feel the pulse beat of heat, whatever. I am scared that it is still in here.
Is there anything else down here that you need?
Part of me wanted to go see if there was even more of those little spheres, and maybe possibly, to sell more or to find a way to bankroll us a little bit more. It's no. I actually am going to take that one back. I don't think there's anything else I need down here.
Then can we leave as quickly as possible?
Yes.
Whilst everyone's running, I saw the way the other kobold ran to go get a bunch of spheres, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a waning feeling I could carry more spheres than he could, right?
Yeah.
It'll take a slight detour.
Roll a third character. Okay.
Could I do it sneakily though? So I can sneak and grab some?
Stealth it up.
Bit's hands are gonna briefly illuminate as I'm gonna use guidance on myself. Okay.
I have the number with the dicey encounters descent dice. Ooh.
That is a 17 on stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and go down that tunnel and just see if I can find. The kobold when they came up with a bag of the orbs, right?
Yeah, they had their own bag.
About how big? Ish? Like, did they fill the bag?
I believe they had 5, 2 of which they were carrying in their arms, and then a bag of 3. The orbs themselves are about basketball size.
Okay, so Bit with a bag, if he's carrying like 3 or 5 total, like, could I reliably carry like 8-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can find 8 without getting myself in danger.
Okay. The 3 of you begin running the opposite way as Bit, unbeknownst to the rest of you, scampers the other way. Bit. You move down this corridor, minding where you're stepping as to not step on the jagged slices of obsidian on the ground. Move in. As you get to the end of the tunnel, Bit, do you have dark vision now?
I do. Oh, I don't even just have dark vision. I have special things because I'm in the dark now.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I have dark vision. I don't have disadvantage that's granted like in darkness, and I can see in magical darkness.
Very nice.
Also, I can hide as a... Oh, no, it's not a bonus action. It's when I attack somebody, I can hide immediately. Cool.
Just gonna put in a little plug here for Pointy Hat. If you haven't seen Pointy Hat's content over on YouTube, go check it out because Pointy Hat makes awesome content for D&D. Go do it.
Agreed.
Okay, you make your way to the end of this hallway. As you do, it opens up into a much more cavernous area, at least 4 to 5 times the size of the last caverns you've moved through. Looking around, you see the glint of light bouncing from little cracks in the ground where you can see small plumes of fire or magma occasionally. But you see wall to floor to ceiling these black orbs varying in size, some the size of, I don't know, an elephant, others smaller, much more like a baseball, some basketball size in comparisons thereof. But some are embedded deeply into the earth, others are semi-loose. But looking around, you can see quite a bit.
Bit's not going to be greedy. He's going to keep in mind anything moving, looking about, and he's going to grab the 8-ish, and he's going to try and grab similar size to the other ones. And if there's smaller ones, like that are like on the way that are loose, Bit's gonna grab see if he can grab a few small ones, because that just sounds neat.
Yeah. You start grabbing ones here and there, getting them into your bag. Bit, with a perception of 15, you're just grabbing all these little orbs. You don't notice anything else happening around you until finally you hear from behind you.
What is this little mouse in my lair?
Kind of head turns and the rest of his body follows. It's still like a habit from his old form.
You see, looking around these walls, you don't actually see a figure or anything until finally you start hearing glass shattering as from one wing moves away from these obsidian orbs, another. The head lifts up off the wall. You see these two piercing, very like orange colored eyes glance down your way.
Huh. I'm Bit. I was told you can't talk.
You've been lied to.
Yeah, they didn't say very nice things about you, but you seem pleasant already. Hi!
You're too small for a treat.
Well, I'd say I'm a bit of a snack myself.
The dragon starts to claw its way across the wall. It's slowly moving around you. Bit, it is actively trying to move in front of your tunnel.
I have a question for you. Do you do stuff in your lair? Do you just sleep in here?
I do.
And do you like neat stuff in your lair? Because I like to collect stuff in my house.
Little mouse, I collect cities. I collect empires.
Really? So the city above you, that's like yours?
Until I destroyed it. Yes.
Well, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but your city that you so amazingly destroyed was destroyed by a group called the Night's Watch, and now they're claiming that they've fully destroyed it, and I don't even think they know you exist.
As this low grumble fills the cavernous area, these orbs start dropping from the ceilings. Bit, I need you to make a dex save as these large glass spheres are just falling from the ceiling walls.
And I can see them coming, right?
You can.
Cool. Danger sense. 12 or I'm gonna use Inspo on that just in case.
Okay, you still have
those aren't
56
great.
more.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, 19.
Do you still have guidance?
Would guidance work here? Or it's
I
save,
believe
right?
On saving throws and ability checks, I believe.
And you also do have a bless.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I forgot I'm blessed. Hashtag blessed. Okay, so that's 22.
22. With a 22, you are able to get out of the ways of this grumbling, now pissed off magma dragon. As the grumbles grow deeper, the three of you now hear this just cacophony of a growl moving through the caverns. It's actively pushing air from the base of these tunnels up towards you all. The heat is intense. As Bit, you see this dragon. It looks up to the top of the ceiling. What languages do you speak?
Well, now Bit speaks Celestial, Common, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay. Bit, to you, you just hear
Funlar sinar navar naklar sadar.
As this dragon pushes down on the ground, the wings unfurl and he smashes into the ceiling. The ceiling ruptures open as rocks begin falling. If I were you, Bet, I would probably run, as this whole tunnel system is now beginning to collapse. Starting where you are, the rest of you feel the earth violently shake.
So Bit's gonna turn something upside down in his bag, and we said we described it something. We got a little pouch that we could open, fit coins into and whatnot. Could Bit, while he's running, to like trip up this guy? I know he's got wings and stuff, but can I try and like shove one of his feet in the bag so that he's like not on stable ground, and then just fucking book it?
You can certainly try.
Mostly because I think that's funny.
You can certainly try. Keep in mind, you are attempting to push the leg of an at least adult,
into like a small bag. Yeah,
adult
not.
dragon.
No, yeah, you know what?
You're strong, but I don't know if you're that strong.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Bit's just gonna hold on to stuff. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Bit's just gonna book shit. Just gonna run.
The three of you, Morgred, Astrofel, and Rias, begin to see the stalactites dropping from the ceilings as you're moving. You glance down and around. None of you see Bit. In fact, the tunnel where you just come from, Rias, is on the verge of fully collapsing. You watch as the cavern ceilings that you just left are also crumbling down. In the last bit of moment, the three of you see a Bit hauling ass carrying a bag.
Bit's, the second things are being collapsed, Bit's gonna start headbutting through rocks, and I'm just gonna try and break stuff in our way and get us through.
The magma dragon standing up, speaking. These are indeed tunnels. How acoustically reverberative are his words?
With the
Would I
tones
be able to
very,
hear-
yeah.
Okay, because I do understand and speak Draconic. Would I have heard what he had said in the distance, like standing up, at all?
I will DM it to you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Secrets.
I gotta ask. It is.
You just gotta know. Why aren't you in my DMs anymore? Where'd you go? Oh, I'm literally I'm an idiot.
Well, that's
I'm
five
yelling.
nice things after stream.
Five
by
nice
the way.
things after streaming.
Yeah, after stream, I got you. But yeah, I will DM that to you. As the four of you are now running for your lives, gonna need yes.
So this cabin system is actively collapsing around us, yes?
Mm-hmm.
We are very much at risk of being buried alive right now, yes?
Correct.
I'm gonna make a wisdom save.
Oh. Okay.
Natural 20, never mind.
The thought crosses your mind for a split second. You don't have enough time to think about this for the moment.
You know what it is? It's not that. It's the thought crosses my mind very briefly and then is suddenly replaced with, where the fuck is Bit?
As a rock bursts open.
Hi! I got rocks!
I think in that moment, I literally grab you by the scruff of the neck and just shout, "We are going! Go!" And just, we
I am
fucking book
going!
it.
I'm breaking things!
As Bit's like picking up rocks to break other rocks, because I'm still strong as hell. And yeah, if there's any obstacles in our way, Bit is just like ripping them apart, getting us to the surface as fast as possible.
Mhm.
Actually, even with the map and stuff, if there's any shortcuts I could see, or like walls that don't look fully like sound, Bit's gonna make our way like even shorter if possible. And I will rage and use strength if need be.
Amazing. Bits coming through, smashing boulders out of the way as you're all running. You manage to get up closest to the top as there's Jonathan the Kobold slowly dragging in. Says, "What's going on down there? As the
Metal dragon!
earth violently shakes. Runs out of the tunnel.
Leaving!
As you get to the exit of the tunnel, Jonathan pops up, and there's one kobold left, and he just like kicks it down into the hole. He says, "Sorry, ancestors forgive. Goodbye." And skitters away from the hole. As the four of you stop to glance up at the base of the Byhorn Mountain that you are at, near the midsection, earth erupts out. Rocks are flying as you watch this very like almost obsidian black dragon emerges out. The tips of the wings drip with magma, and the chest is fiery orange and red as it erupts from the mountain and begins to soar around its mountain.
That's cool.
How'd you do that?
Did we just free a dragon?
Well, he was already down there. I just told him that the Black Watch destroyed his town because he was saying it was all his. Also,
How many did I end up getting after while I was collecting? Because I feel like Bit was just picking up while talking to him.
So many dice. I managed to get 9.
9. Yeah, Bit shows.
I got lots of rocks. The fancy ones. Money.
We'll know how to sell them. Well, we know how to sell them, so that's a big positive. You have done something incredibly reckless and horrifying in releasing this beastie here. But you accomplished what you tried to do, and congratulations on doing so.
Thanks.
Now, is that dragon and the red dragon we saw gonna fight?
I hope so.
I would love to see that.
No, we are not sticking around for that. No.
Okay.
We probably
Bit tucks his little tail in and he does like a little walk. He starts walking the opposite direction. But then like in doing his like dragging feet, he like looks over his shoulder.
Jonathan the kobold looks to the rest of you and says, I wonder how Meep is doing. I guess Maeve too.
I want to find Maeve. How do we do this?
I could. I mean, God, I need a rest at some point, but I could send her a message. I have the capability to do that telepathically over great distance.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's going to narrow down the search for her, though. Unless she's very good at giving directions.
Now,
No.
Jonathan the Kobold, do you remember which way they went? North, south, east, west?
Ooh. Jonathan's looking around. He says, I don't remember. Hold on. If I go, I'd be right back. You see Jonathan skittering back to the city, to where they initially grabbed Astrafel. You can see him off in the distance, kind of like do a stance and look. They're like, that way. And then they skitter back over. They're like, they went south.
Beautiful. And this is south. I also do have innate knowledge of what's north at all times. So they went south?
I think they went south. Let's see. Astrafel, can you lay down?
I just drop to the floor.
Okay.
Nice.
Jonathan comes up right around your shoulders and just like kind of picks you up and then glances over your shoulder. Yeah, south.
I think that's for the best.
It's gonna go over because I realize Bit's a little smarter now. Why the robot guy like was gonna blow up. And now that Hoster, when doing that, contained the explosion, I'm gonna go find the bodies and like the things they had on them. And Bit's gonna try and find maps, paper, information, because if they would have been sent like a ledger of like where they need to be or how they need to get to us. It's just gonna grab their belongings because they weren't scorched anymore.
That's fair. Keep in mind it is daylight, so you are going to be looking at a disadvantage when looking through the light. No?
Me?
It isn't.
You're
No,
not.
I'm not.
Oh my god. Jonathan is though. Jonathan's like, ah!
Hey, the sun never bothered me anyway.
Could I find the building where Maeve had set up her exquisite bed and see if I can get the sheets and covers and things? Like, we're not going to be able to take the whole bed with us.
All
But
right.
if I can get the sheets at least, then we can give Maeve something.
That's so sweet.
Both of you roll individual investigations. The DC is going to be very rather high as the city is on fire, and just to keep in mind, it did explode, and a lot of those notes and ledgers were not magical.
Okay.
I'm
Can I
rolling
guidance
with
myself?
disadvantage, right?
I
Because
believe
it's
so.
daylight.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna be in buildings, are you gonna be?
This is the
Well, I mean, buildings were also.
if the building still has a roof.
Yeah, exactly. Never mind.
But it was pretty badass to see a magma dragon explode from a mountain during the day.
Was it?
Inspo.
All I wanted.
Are you kidding me? This is a full tailspin. Jeez. You know what? I've got enough of them. Bit needs this. I don't roll great. I'm gonna use 10 inspo.
Okay. By the grace of the gods, Bit, somehow there is 2 maps, one with the entirety of Dòchas on it. It is very singed on the edges. And there is still a majority of the ledger that Hoster originally had.
Oh, like that stuff. Oh, okay. Sorry. Did the person that like Hoster bit into dust? Because they were farther away. Like, did they have anything that was like bounty sheets, like any information on like the Night Watch or anything?
As far as you're looking, they don't. It appears as though the 2 that you did vanquish weren't of like, yes, of the Bella Noche, but weren't in the higher up section of it.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
was,
grab what I can grab and just come back.
Yeah. And Estrafel.
15.
Okay. You managed to find the building. You get inside. The roof itself has collapsed in. The sheets are mostly fucked, as a board had fallen on them. However, there is one pillow left. Very nice pillow with that nice green color on it.
I'm gonna grab the pillow, press digitation, put it in the baby beyond.
Amazing.
I protect this with my life.
Morgrid, what is it that you are doing as this is all going down?
Honestly, just standing back and observing. Morgard doesn't really know what to do right now. There's a lot going on.
That's fair.
A lot just happened as well, so we literally just made it out barely with our lives.
Absolutely. And Rias.
I think same. I think he's just like, what was that series of events? Just in awe, looking into the city, kind of looking like this is a visual gag. Just. Also, it's very bright out. Is there anything down Is there anything down the road that we're able to see that might be like an outcrop, a cavern, or like maybe like a tiny hut or something like that in the distance that we might be able to use for daytime rest?
Inside the city, no. However, you all do carry miniature coffins with you.
That's true. That's true. Is there anything that might be further south out of the town that might be like the visible at least? Like
There
maybe
is the Anastal River further down that you could always go to. It's more wooded in that area, so more cover from the sun. And then further southeast would be the once capital city of Silburn. And if you went straight south, you would have to cross the Anastal River. So pretty much the Anastal River is a barrier right now, keeping you from going anywhere but southeast.
Okay, and so the main road from here is southeast to east, wraps around the river down to Silburn?
Correct.
Okay. So Rias just turns back to the town. We're gonna have to find a place to rest somewhere. And I'm not liking the sun.
Is there like a building that's like on the outskirts of like the fires and stuff that like they could find that just has like a basement or something?
I wouldn't see why not. Spending enough time looking with the four of you, would say there's probably like a small like watchtower or something there that may not have been burnt to a crisp, or at least if it was, let's see. We'll leave it up to chance of the dice gods. The dice gods have spoken. There is a building, however, no basement.
Bit's gonna
Seems
like
mostly
go
intact.
and like while walking over is gonna start picking up like planks and things, and just kind of waves everyone over and goes like,
Hey, and rest in here. I'll board up windows, and I can watch for a bit, and then I'll sleep.
Should we be in the city if they're gonna be coming back at nightfall?
I mean, we're on the outskirts, and we can probably sneak out. But, I mean, I guess we should leave the city. But traveling during the day is gonna hurt your eyes.
It already does. I can live with it until we're in a spot that's safer.
If we can get over to the woods, that might be beneficial, at least.
Jonathan, the kobold. We should get out of here.
Okay.
drops the planks immediately.
A lot of you are moving and continuing away. Rias. The lot of you hear this. However, Rias, you can understand it. There is this thunderous voice above you in the skies until a second thunderous voice matches it.
Yes, please tell me, what is it I hear?
From where you all are moving southeast, you just see a giant shadow pass over you as you just hear as the wing beats move.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Agile.
Daytime.
As a small bird, you all see the stomach and lower portions of an adult red dragon as the two voices collide. At first, they do begin to fight. Rias, you understand a bunch of curses that are being thrown at each other as the magma dragon opens up its mouth. This is a show for the four of you. The magma dragon opens its mouth and spews out this magma. The red dragon moves out of the way slightly, but not enough time for the magma to coat the base of the wings on there. As it solidifies and hardens into this obsidian, you watch the weight of this one wing now drag this red dragon down to the mountain, where it impacts into the side of the mountain. You see the magma dragon immediately close in its wings and dive down towards it. You see a second impact into the mountain as you all keep moving away from the base of this mountain. There is a large dragon fight going on right now.
Riot.
I love Monster Hunter.
It's like
yes.
that thing in that one book. It's a kaiju fight.
This is a big battle of kaiju. Oh my goodness, they're wrestling out there. It's crazy. Oh, I couldn't
$5
imagine
on
it.
obsidian.
And I hold out some gold to Rias.
Oh, I thought you meant deer, and I put away an antler out of a bag.
Oh, 5 gold. Sorry. Yeah, bones.
I honestly would bet towards that too, but for the sake of it, 5 towards the red dragon. But I don't want to find out the results of this. We should keep going. That's actually fucking horrifying.
Absolutely, I'm holding on to my money.
Let's go.
See, the books that I read when the dragons started wrestling each other had a very different outcome.
Did those books did those dragons call each other bad dragons or something?
Roll credits.
You all somehow, I don't know, the scene fades to black as you all end up near the Anastal River further southeast. Over here, the edges of the river are very rocky in a way, and at one small point, I believe, Bit and Morgrid, just looking at some perceptions, you would notice there's a small little rocky outcropping that is enough for you all to go up underneath it to get some shade from the sun.
When we go there, at this point, Bit's gonna hand, because I made it earlier, so for more, Morgrid was there, but Morgrid was there. But Bit takes that pomegranate that they appeared, and yeah, they split it in half, and each one had these large, like berry-esque things. I don't know what a pomegranate, like the pomegranate meat.
It's
Seeds?
inside. It's seeds coated.
That's
in,
what it is.
Yeah.
And they have this kind of like coalescing, like ephemeral quality. Essentially, it's a good berry that can also feed vampires and nourish them, so they're eating like a pomegranate, but also like satiates hunger. So Bit hands the last one to Morgrid.
If you're hungry, I can make them.
Oh my, yes, thank you. I'm starving. Morgan just opens it up and just starts going at it. Looks cozy in there. We should go in there.
Mm-hmm.
You all find yourselves underneath this small rocky outcropping. Astrofel, as everyone's kind of getting into the shade, you stop and you notice something strange. There is a substance you are very familiar with dripping from the top of the outcropping. It's crimson in color, but much deeper, as one by one small drops leak from the top of this little rocky outcropping and hit a small puddle that is now also red on the inside.
Whip, 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 whip. I could do this all day. Gonna kind of look at the bit on the ceiling and poke it.
Very much blood. Humanoid, in fact.
Oh. And it's coming from the ceiling, like through the ceiling?
Not through the ceiling. It almost like over and then rolling back under and then dripping down.
Then I'm gonna take a little sneaky peek, but I'm gonna be sneaky about it.
Okay. As you glance over Astrofel, you see in bed. You both see.
I can climb up walls. I forgot.
3 of you see. The desecrated corpse, I should say, of a night watch. Their upper torso has been torn asunder. The ribs have been ripped open. There is blood everywhere. around a small tree stump.
That's my go.
Bit's gonna hop up. Hearing that's my girl, could Bit like do anything to like, cause Bit's hung around Maeve, and now Bit now has like a much higher sense of like smell and whatnot. Can I see if I can like, what you smell there, boy? If I can tell that like Maeve was here.
Yeah, I would say realistically either a nature survival or
Survival. I don't mind that. D&D Beyond hates me today. Good gravy. Still 12.
with a 12 looking around, you do see the hallmarks of a Maeve attack. However, this attack looks much more ferocious and slightly more unhinged than a classical Maeve kill.
Good for her.
Maeve was here. He's not.
Looking down at the body, there is a small wizard wand, a small U wand, that's laying by the side. A few bottles of holy oil. But apart from that, everything else of possession has been destroyed.
No. Oh, I was so close. No,
Give it
you drank most of it anyways, please.
Bit goes for the third one, but I'm assuming by that time he sees it and there's just the dotted line of where it was like dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. No, I drank. Yeah, I drank them all.
Morgred, you are good at finding people. That was your job before you became a vampire.
True.
Taking a glance around now that you're in the shade, could you roll me a survival as well?
Its hands are gonna glow. Guidance. Add a D4.
Rice, I'm assuming you want this pointy stick.
I probably should. I also
That's
need
an
to. Go ahead, please.
So that's an 18 plus 5. Oh no, sorry. It's still an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Old. M 18 plus 2, so that's a dirty 20.
Morgred, as you look around this rocky outcropping where you all decided to stay, you look down by where the rock slowly becomes smaller and more sand-like before it hits the river, and you see just one set of footprints. The gate is rather wide on the movement of it before the the set of footprints changes into that of a reptile, and you can see the stomach mark sliding into the water.
She transformed into a snake.
Much larger than a snake.
Oh,
Big
a
snake.
crocodile. Or an alligator. Probably a crocodile.
Which one? What's it? Longer snout, shorter snout. Longer snout, shorter snout. Longer snout, shorter snout.
I think it's a width.
Width.
Yes.
Width? Oh.
Wider is alligator.
Narrow
Narrow
is
is
And,
crocodile.
and in a
Also-
while, it's crocodile.
Also, if you look a crocodile in the eyes, if you catch their eye and you feel nothing but mortal peril, that's a crocodile. Alligators are a bit more chill.
Yes,
Crocodiles
it-
will fuck you up though.
Never look a gift
Alligators will
crocodile in
see
the
you
eyes.
later. Crocodiles will see you in a
In a
while.
while, yes. And caimans, they came and
They-
left.
If you see one,
God
no, you didn't.
damn it. We all know what's coming. Chat, go ahead, give
What?
it to him. Give it to him.
Roll credits.
Rockets.
We all know what's about to happen. Go ahead, chat.
So Maeve turned into a crocodile and went in the water. So should we follow the water or ride on the water?
Yeah, at this point, I think it's better to rest. Because God, I am at. Looks at my health sheet that I've been keeping track of in a notebook. I have. If it was on like a scale of maybe like 1 to hit points joke, bad. Even with eating these delicious berries, I am not feeling good.
We do need a rest.
It's worth resting.
It's gonna jump to the top of the cavern, dig his little hands in, and those lights light up, and the grass and overhang with Druidcraft starts to grow longer and longer, so we have like natural vine cover.
I love that.
Very good bit. Love it.
Thanks. You guys sleep. I'll sleep eventually, I think. I've never slept before. Like, actually slept. I just
You're
gotta
gonna
do
enjoy
this.
You will enjoy it. Trust me.
Technically, we don't need to sleep.
Oh, I know we don't. Well, I mean, we kind of do. I've usually been. It feels comatose every time I've tried to rest since becoming a vampire. But before, getting to rest my head on a pillow and actually dream.
I just need to lay like this for some reason for a good while. Feel the urge to rest like this.
I think
Dreaming.
I've never done that. I've been trying to like fit perfectly in my coffin, and that would make it so. That feels so much more natural too.
Yes, that is the way.
Things you learn.
Absolute.
Fitz passed out in the corner. instead of Hoster's eyes drift apart, he's just.
Poor guy.
Jonathan the Kobold says, I will keep watch while you
Thank you.
go in coffins. And if something happens, I will wake up Bit, and Bit will wake you up.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Now in this darkness, though, I will say I can see something across the river.
Oh,
Squints.
what is it?
Looks across the river.
This river, for my international friends, is about a kilometer across. And
Your service is appreciated.
and about for us, about 0.62 miles across for us in the U.S. A little over half a mile. Taking a glance over on the other side, you can't really tell, but there does appear to be something laying on the other side of the river on the bank. I don't know. We can check it out when you wake up.
I can send Spidey Woman over there. She can walk on water.
Whoa.
Check it out for us.
Do you want me to? We can send the bird and put the spider on the back of the bird.
That kind of, well, I was going to compare it to the frog and the scorpion, but that is, you know what, these are under more
Well,
guided minds.
I can't see through the bird.
Right.
We don't have that sort of relationship. So, but she'll be more
I
than
can
happy to
see
give
the
Spider Woman
spider.
a lift. Yeah.
Yeah. And if we've got someone looking out, it's okay if I can't see, around me. Just see what Spidey Woman sees.
Yeah, get your coffin, get comfortable, and then feel free to lay and relax as your eyes go with Spidey Woman and the bird. That sounds lovely.
The lovely.
It's the method acting for me.
It's very good. As your bird lands and tap 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 on the top of the coffin, Spidey Woman also crawls up onto the bird, and the two take flight. Mordred, how are you guiding this bird into where to go?
How am I guiding the bird?
Well,
As a spider.
as a spider.
Yeah. Okay. How am I guiding Spidey Woman to guide the bird?
Correct.
Wait, Jane, how are you guiding your character to guide the spider to guide the bird?
Spidey woman to guide the bird.
Yeah.
It's a great question. Thank you. I would have Morgred have Spidey woman take her 2 front legs, and she just kind of places them in front of the wings of the bird and just kind of like gently like presses down on each little wing to steer, and presses this way to lower, and then kind of puts a little leg under there
We've essentially made a drone. Them. I love this. This is how drones work in D&D.
In D&D.
It's just, you're literally one of those people with a little VR helmet on in your coffin, just like, hey, here we go.
Am I going to have to rename my bird to Core Dronix?
Me, yes. Yes, you will.
Yeah, so basically Spidey Woman's 2 front legs are just like...
As everyone is getting comfy in their coffins, Morgred, you're actively piloting this bird and looking through, guiding the bird over this little more than half a mile river. You get over to the other side. There are 3 bodies lying on the opposite side. One is a little bit further down. Very much looks like it was attacked by some kind of animal. The other 2 also look very animalistic in their attack. However, whatever it was definitely was not a crocodile.
Maybe it was someone that changed out of crocodile form?
It's possible. But it is absolute carnage on the opposite side of the river.
What level of detail am I able to see?
How far are you flying down to? I'm assuming you could land on the opposite side of the river to take a better look.
Yeah. I think I will land the bird.
Bird chirps down. Spidey woman kind of pops off a little bit. Moving over to the body, you notice there's a small horse-drawn carriage. The horse is dead. The person that is closest to the carriage is lying face down in the ground. There is another person that, in the way of forensics, if we were doing this, the one at the caravan, it looks like they were in motion going towards the person closer to the riverbank, and then moving around to the other one that is had floated down a little bit down the river. All that is left is the lower part of the torso, and that is it.
Enhance.
The entire... Yeah, click, enhance. The entire top half of this person is gone?
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any visible bite marks where it looks like they could have been drained, or is there still a lot of blood in everybody?
The one that floated down the river, no, but as you move back over towards what appears to be, at one point in time, possibly a female elf, most of the flesh has been removed, minus a portion on the chest that has an M carved into the chest.
I think our little friend was off on a bit of a killing spree. But she definitely crossed the river, and this is what tells me that. Does Spidey Woman see anything going back into the river?
Before you head back to the river, Morgred, safe in your coffin, can you roll me a Constitution save?
Yes, I can. One moment.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Astrofel's not in a coffin.
Okay.
Astrofel is curled up next to Bit.
Oh. Constitution save was a 10.
The scenes you just seen are so barbaric in a way, it makes you sick to your stomach, seeing what you've just seen on the opposite side of the river. The level of depravity that was exercised on these people was not great. The woman whose flesh had been removed, taking a better look, it was a slow and torturous process.
She was near the water,
She was near the water.
so she won't be skinny dipping anytime soon.
And we're done. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for coming to Crimson Conquest.
You had the CSI thing, you know. Anyway, it was an awful thing that happened on this day. Bit still.
Even though Morgred's sick to her stomach, can she still tolerate it enough to investigate a little bit more?
I would say so. With a 10, you're right, like on the verge of like this is almost slightly too much. But you know, in your bounty and honey days, you've seen some things too. But this is this is a little bit overkill. Taking a better look at these corpses, they look animalistic in nature. You can assume this was Maeve, but at the same token, it wasn't the Maeve you know.
Can I see any evidence laying around as to, like, to show me who these people were, or anybody they were associated with?
There's the caravan nearby.
Okay, Spidey Woman's gonna go over there and go in and see what was in the caravan.
You move across these bodies and climb up these steps. The door itself is still ajar, in the frantic movement of this person by the caravan to get to whoever this was. Taking a look inside the caravan, there are 2 small beds inside. There's rope and other rations, things like that are inside the caravan, untouched. But there's no affiliation with any group or anything. You could probably come to the consensus these were just ordinary people traveling.
So I'm thinking it was completely random attack. Can I roll for a perception just to see if there's anything else I want to look at before heading back? Before, you know, sending Spidey Woman back?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll a better perception just to get an idea.
That would be a 16.
16. With that 16, you can see that upon surveying this crime scene, from the river, you see that telltale sign of the belly slide of a crocodile as it shifts back into normal footsteps, going off behind trees. You lose the footprints for a minute until you get back over by the bodies. As you can see, the set of footprints, they're moving and then vanish and reappear in front of the one body. And then you see a bunch of footprints around the woman that was there before you see the footprints begin to head further south.
Okay. At least I know what direction they headed in. And the M that was carved. All right, I can't handle any more of this scene. I'm gonna put Spidey Woman back on the bird and bring them back on over.
Fly back. Your spider slowly lifts up the lid of your coffin and skitters inside. Astrophel, your bird, perches up on your shoulder as it does the classic little fluff up where it gets like really fat and then just gets back, tucks one leg up.
I'm actually gonna like give her a little scritch under the chin and then get her to go sit on Jonathan the Kobold's shoulder.
Oh, hello. Hello. As the bird kind of flutters around for a moment before finally landing.
Just like not even opening one eye, just like, don't eat her.
You don't look as tasty as Pigeon does. It's okay. We will be friends. Jonathan opens up the moss that's been made in front of this little rocky outcrop, sticks his head out, squints his eyes. You see a little bird head also bloop, poke through. It goes by for a while until night falls. All of you have regained your HP and taken a long rest.
Oh my god.
As you start waking up and emerging out, you see Jonathan the Kobold lying flat on the ground, head still out of the moss.
Jonathan the Kobold? As long as he's still alive. I can't take the fan backlash if Jonathan the Kobold dies, okay?
Who are you telling? I'd be crucified over here.
Yes, you would be.
Just the sounds of snores.
And Bit's gonna go hand out. Gonna give everybody 3 of the little the good berries, the little pomegranate pellets. So they'll heal 1 hit point each. Yeah. They'll heal 1 hit point each, but they'll be the equivalent of your food and water for a day, or rations and water, because they'll also feed vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
You know, for pomegranates, you're not supposed to eat the actual seed, but you're supposed to like eat the coating. You can kind of chew it and like actually swallow it. It's a little harder to do than I remember.
Bit's eating the casing.
I close my lid and I go back in for a moment. You hear a very muffled. I'm not gonna scream. Actually, it's late enough. And then he comes back out. Well, fun question for everybody. Who wants this cool ear cuff? I was gonna try to use it, but I am not going to. I'm using this cool staff now. So
What's the ear cuff?
Oh, you know, the ear cuff just does this fun thing that while wearing this dark ceramic ear cuff, your wisdom/perception checks that rely on hearing are made with advantage. In addition, when you make a wisdom perception check that involves hearing, you can choose to command the ear cuff to momentarily enhance your senses. And when you do, its eyes flash with a piercing red glow as the bat's ceramic fangs bite down on your ear. You do take 1d4 plus 1 necrotic damage from its bite and immediately gain a bonus to your wisdom perception check equal to the amount of necrotic damage taken this way. This damage ignores any resistances and immunities to necrotic damage. You can decide to use this ability after you roll the d20, but before the DM determines the outcome.
It's like when you have medication and you're reading the fine print.
I mean, Morgan and I have been good at finding things. Morgan, do you want to wear it? I'll wear it if you don't want to.
You can keep it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
You're right, Morgan.
As you all look at Morgan, she's kind of like sitting with one leg out of her coffin and one arm is holding up the lid of the coffin. Even though she had a long rest, she looks like she has not had any rest in a very long time. I don't know, I think I know which way Maeve went, but I don't know what she has been up to. What I saw yesterday through Spidey Woman's eyes, I can't even it outdoes everything I've ever seen being a bounty hunter over the years, let's just say that.
Oh.
She has arguably justifiably a lot of anger right now.
Oh yeah.
But If we can get through to her, maybe she won't self-destruct.
None of y'all saw what I saw across the river. When we find her, I don't even know who that's gonna be. I've never seen carnage like this in my life.
We have to hope it's Maeve. Somewhere in there, we have to hope it's still Maeve.
Well, whatever the case, she did not enter the river again. She has headed south, across the river and south.
Okay. Then that's where we go.
Bit takes a little piece of fabric, hands it to Morgred.
I can guide you when we walk by it, so you don't have to look at it.
Thank you, Bet. It's very kind.
Jonathan the kobold. Hi.
You suck at watching. You fell asleep.
I did. But nobody came to help me watch. I watched almost all night. Or all day.
Oh.
I don't know what time is.
You're doing great. Realistically, we've all just been through a significant amount of trauma. Maybe we can cut each other a little slack.
As long as we also commit to support each other when we need to, because that's, I think, Mr. Kobold Jonathan has a valid point. We definitely should have had somebody take over for at least a moment to allow him to rest in between.
We'll do better.
Yeah. I'm sorry for teasing you, Jonathan, that you fell asleep while you were on watch.
And also, I did something while you were all sleeping. As he moves the moss curtains out of the way.
Friendship bracelets?
Walks out. His head
It
pokes
follows,
back in.
curiously.
His head pokes out. Did I see you coming?
Oh, yes.
Hmm?
Yeah.
As the rest
I
of you...
offer my hand to Morgred whenever she wants to put the blindfold on.
As you get out, there is a pretty decently made raft that has been made on the outside of this rocky outcropping.
Ooh.
He looks back to Bit and says, I am so sorry if I fell asleep trying to watch and make you things.
Okay.
I was dumb before and I didn't get guilt tripping, but now I understand it, and I don't particularly like it. So I'll just say, you did good.
Thank
We're
you.
going south, yes? Across the river.
Yes.
You say, good thing you're not big anymore. You would have sank it.
It's true.
Don't shame me.
What did I just say about being tolerant of each other and
It's like, yeah, they're both sitting there like about to ah.
Jonathan the Kobold, this is an incredible raft. One slight issue, and this is not on you, this is more due to our skill with the raft. I don't know how we're going to get directly across the river, given that there is a current, and as far as I'm aware, none of us are particularly good with rafts.
I'm good with vehicles, and I have an idea.
Bit's gonna grab the raft, and then we were given 4 coffins, right? So we have 2 that have not expanded.
Mm-hmm.
Bit's gonna take them to the side and expand them, adding 2 coffins to each side, so there's more surface area. And Bit's gonna try and seal them along there. And I'm gonna take my maul against stone, because I haven't used it this whole time, but I've just had a maul. Wait, no, I have the shovel I gave him. Bit's gonna get the shovel, and that stump that was up there before, rip some bark off, and I'm gonna make an ore out of that. Bit's gonna MacGyver this.
As this is happening, I'm kind of with the other 2, just kind of stood back a bit, and I'm like, I was just going to suggest I fly us all over the river, but he's really committed to the bit now,
For the first time,
Crafts!
for the first time bit, Jonathan looks at you and says, "This is a good modification. I like this. This is good."
See, they're becoming friends now. I feel like kind of have to encourage this.
Bit, you would have made a good kobold.
Aw. I don't know what I am right now.
So I give him a little like shoulder punch thing.
I'll be a kobold for now. Am I a kobold?
No, you're actually I believe it's a Feybright goblin.
He's close
A
enough.
what?
Yep, you have big
Yeah.
ears.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Oh, that time I wasn't doing the album. Wow,
Look,
man, that was
don't even-
instinctual. Instinctual.
Don't trust you
Jakey
for a
has us
second.
Pavloved over here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Don't fucking do it.
Bit then like slips under the raft, like disappears a little bit, and then just the whole thing.
To the water!
Man,
All right.
I trust it. I trust my craftsmanship. I trust Biff's.
Teamwork.
Rias, would you like to fly? I know it's your preferred method of transportation.
I'll see fair for a split moment. Save your magics. It's definitely worth using it in times of need, and this wouldn't be need. I am okay with sitting and standing on a well-made little raft going across this very, very stable surface here that is water. Thank you, though.
Who all's getting on this raft?
I think this is also where Rias realizes he has a fear of being on boats.
Bit's obviously hopping on. Bit is using the shovel oar to not only like give us motion, but he's stirring it or steering it by like basically like putting between the planks, punching the mic too, putting the oar between the planks and then rotating it so that it'll like we can actually move. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Morgred is a bit worried about her size and getting on this raft and keeping it afloat, but she's also not afraid of swimming, so if it works, she might just get in the water and hold tight while the raft goes so that she's not putting her full weight or size on it, leaving more room for others.
I am going to gingerly put my weight on the raft. How supportive does this situation feel? Does it feel like Morgred could get on with no issue?
I was gonna say, Drewby, can I hop in here? As someone who has strapped 3 canoes together, I can tell you right now, these are like the reason I said specifically the coffins, the wood, the weight bearing on that. This is probably one of the most structurally superfluous rafts of all time. I did this with 3 canoes tied together, and we filled them with water and made hot tub canoes and went out, and it was completely fine, like sunk canoes, because buoyancy, air, and then distribution of weight.
Nikki,
Also, I've trained people in canoe safety and stuff, so let's go.
Boat math.
look. Pro in the chat here. Absolutely here for it. Hot tub canoes?
Yeah.
Better than a time machine.
Why?
Because
Just get in the water.
But the thing is, the water's ice cold, so we fill a canoe with hot water, then put 2 empty canoes beside it, so it floats the hot canoe. We sit there in there, and then the camp beside us, because was running stuff, they had like fireworks, so we got to sit in a nice warm canoe out on a moonlit lake and see fireworks. That's why you do a hot tub canoe. That's a core memory right there. Anyway.
I gotta go. I can't wrap my head. I think probably because my own fear of water at this point would just be like, why would I be in water? That's too much water already. I don't like this.
The 5 of you climb aboard this raft and begin making your voyage across this river. And that is where we are going to end tonight. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Next week, we will have our glorious Caitlin back. Yeah, so I've got some big news, and I wanted to save it till the end of the episode. We have another show coming, and the tentative date is February.
The month.
Just the month of February.
It's just February.
I believe February 13th is the first stream. I know we're doing our first recording on the 9th. So, hey, there'll be a new show coming too. And we've got Jen as the DM. Ooh.
A new challenger claims the DM spot.
That's right. So make sure to check out our Discord to find out more about that. We'll be posting about that when February starts. And until then, toodaloo. Love you all, and we'll catch you next time.
On the raft.
On the raft. This Crimson Conquest. Blood Right Bastion. Here we go.